Hi everyone, it is yours truly Baphomet, and today we are going to look at creation from a more occult perspective as opposed to the biblical, but I will be looking at it through that lens so I can actually explain what's going on. So, in the beginning there was just God and the Elohim, so let's talk about what that really means. So you have this first here, just a circle, nothing. It's infinite possibility. The zero is basically a glyph of infinity. It's also a glyph of possibility. It's nothing. It's essentially nothing. But what happens when you add in, like say, divided by zero? What happens? You divide by any number, you get an infinite number. So the zero, in a sense, is infinite because it's nothing. Now, moving on. This is where the idea of the Elohim, or basically it's plural and it's androgynous, which is what God is. You have the one. You now have masculine and feminine. The one and the zero. This is what Elohim is. Elohim is a one and a zero. This is basically what it looks like. Now, how do we come here? Well, we all know that God said, "Let there be light." So what actually happened? These two engaged in cosmic coitus and formed the Trinity. Fire or light. This is basically the third step of creation. The feminine, masculine, and then you put the two together, you get the child, the light. But then also, are we forgetting something? Because the Cubs is in the Ku, and also Keter is in Malkut, and Malkut's in Keter after another fashion, what also emerges from that? Earth. So basically, this is a perfect explanation of the inversion of God. So that's basically fire and earth. And that's sort of the explanation of where it all comes from. Now, when we also look at that, what does this tell you when you're looking at a one and a zero? Duality. Essentially, in order to have this experience on Earth, it is made up of dual properties. If you look at, you only have to look at an atom to understand that. So what's a hydrogen atom made out of? One proton, one neutron. So basically one masculine, one feminine. And then you also have things such as like the one electron, which is spirit. Then the number 10, yod, the sperm, the spermatozoa, which is what it adds up to. So, this is how it all happens. Masculine and feminine match up to make the fire and the light, and then it descends into matter, and God creates the earth. And since God created the earth in 7 days, that has another implication. The number 7. Now, the 7, I think of 7 days of the week, the 7 classical planets, the 7 spectrums of light. Now, since God is made of light, what does that make? Earth. And to elaborate this further, let's talk about oxygen that we need, which is air, which was needed to create the planet. So this is something I sort of noticed. So what happens when you get 7 times 7? 49. The number of Babylon. Now, the next thing you're going to notice is that when the number 49, it is also the atomic composition of oxygen. That's how Earth is 49% oxygen. We need air to breathe. And it's also 7 times 7 as light. So, what you have learned today is you have learned that 1 and a 0 make the third thing, the Trinity, which then descends into matter, Earth, into duality. But it's also a fracturing of the 7. 7 days, 7 rays of light, and you get 49 when it's squared. And that is the percentage of oxygen, which is the Earth we live on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm yours truly, Baphomet. Please like, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys later.